I'm Amber.
I'm Adrian.
And we're the KnoblogSisters.
So today we're going to be doing the social media book tag. I saw this over on Errol Bassett's channel. Decided we would do them. So, let's just go ahead and get started. The first question is Twitter, your favorite shortest book. I will go first.
Disney Frozen children's book would be my favorite shortest book.
How many pages?
It is it? It doesn't have page numbers. It's a children's book.
It should have page numbers.
It doesn't.
Fine.
It's about this long. And I actually think that she got it for her future child.
I did.
And I'm cool with it because it's my favorite one of my favorite Disney movies. So,
my favorite shortest book is The Master's Match by Tamala Hancock Murray. I got this book a really long time ago and I absolutely love it. It is...
Oh.
Dude, what have you done?
Ruined your entire bookshelf.
Stop it. It's 170 pages and I absolutely love this book. So that's my shortest favorite book.
You go first.
I'd have to get it down. Tough one.
So lazy. Facebook, a book everyone pressured you to read.
Mine would be Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. When I was a kid, I didn't read these like everybody else did. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, I started reading these and I read all a month, something like that. I listened to the audiobook. So I would say this is the book that everybody pressured me to read because it was really popular and I never read it.
Now, mine is not really more of pressured because I was going to read it eventually, but everyone pressured me to read it sooner than I would have, which would be The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. And see, I knew that I would read it and that I would love it and that I would cry, but I wasn't sure when I was going to read it. And so as the movie was getting closer, I knew that I had to read it, but I was going to read it like a week before the movie came out, and that way it would be like right on time, but everyone's like, you need to read it now, and so I finally did, and I loved it. Great movie, great book. Book is way better. Tumblr, a book you read before it was cool. I will go first. Mine was Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater. I read this.
I don't want to hold it.
I don't know if it is cool, like it ever hit the really popular cool trend, but I read it before if it ever did, and I honestly thought it was good, so there you go.
Mine's gonna sound really hipster and I'm sorry about that, but mine is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I read this book just before City of Ashes came out, so it was when people really didn't know about the series, and this book is not the best one in the series by far. Like, it's a lot of build up, so people didn't really care for it, but I loved this book when it came out, and I loved it even more after City of Ashes.
It was one of my personal favorites. I don't know about you guys, but
so I absolutely love this one, and I read this one right before City of Ashes came out, and so this one was great.
All right. Okay, MySpace, a book you don't remember if you liked it or not. Adrian, you go first.
Mine is Baron Hambrick and the Farfel. I read this book and the sequel. I read both of these books. I honestly don't remember how I felt about them. I feel like I liked them, but I don't know.
You don't remember? I don't blame you. Okay, mine was The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight by Jennifer E. Smith. See, I know I read this book. I know I've read other books by her, but I don't remember if I liked this particular book.
I liked it.
I mean, I know that it had a good plot, so I feel like I liked it, but I don't remember if I did or not. So, Instagram, a book that was so beautiful, you had to Instagram it. I will go first.
I don't think you say that like your announcer.
Meant to Be by Lauren Morrill. I actually finished this book like 4 days ago. I absolutely adored it, and in the process of reading it, it was one of my lazy days, and I looked at the front and I'm like, that is so pretty, so I'm gonna post it on Instagram. And I wrote that today was my reading day, and that I was reading this book, and I hashtag Meant to Be, hashtag Lauren Morrill, and I read it, and it was great. And that was my Instagram. Go.
Mine is Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. The dress is caught in it. But I I was reading this for the Booksplosion read-along when they had this, and I Instagrammed it because everybody who was reading it had like the paperback edition, and I have the hardback because it was just what Amazon sent me, and I was so excited. But I have the pretty hardcover that has like the initials RR in it, and I loved it. So I had to Instagram it, and it was great. So
that was our Instagram. Next is YouTube. A book you wish would be turned into a movie. You go.
Mine is Ruby Red by Kirsten. I read this book last year, late last year, and I absolutely loved it. I guess it really wasn't late last year because you got it for me from the school library.
I did.
Yeah. So I read this one and I loved it. And I think it would be really great as a movie because it is about time travel. So I feel like that would be something really interesting to see.
Mine would be Matched by Ali Condi. And Anaconda. Okay. Sorry about that. I read this book and I liked it, but it made me mad at the end. And I have refused to read the next two. It's kind of a dystopian one, and dystopians societies are really cool to see in movies. And like the way that they live would be super cool to see in a movie, and so that's part of the reason why I want it. This is my YouTube book. The last one, Goodreads. A book you recommend to everybody. I will go first. Mine would be 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. This book, I cried. This book, I did, is about Hannah Baker. And she commits suicide, and she sends tapes to a list of people in order by each, like in order of each person she sends it to is a reason why she killed herself. 13 reasons, 13 people. And throughout this, like, this follows a guy's viewpoint as he listens to these tapes, and he loved this girl. He was in love with her. And so it's really heart-wrenching, and this girl went through a lot of crap. But it's a really good book, and this is actually a banned book now in a lot of schools.
Yeah, it is. Sucks.
Because of the fact that she's committed suicide, and they talk about teen partying and
rape.
There have been a lot of, this is banned in most schools, and it's a really good book, and that's what I reread it because it was on the banned book table at my school. And so I read it, and it was really good. So that's my Goodreads book.
I love our school. We don't actually ban books. If something's banned, we tell you to read it.
We have a table that's like, these are the banned books, and here's why. Here you go. You can check them out for like an extra 2 weeks. Congratulations.
We don't actually stop anybody from reading anything.
Nope, we encourage it.
Yeah, because most of the reasons they're banned are kind of dumb.
I know, right? Continue.
Alright, mine is Skin by Ted Dekker. I recommend anything by Ted Dekker, but if you've never read a Ted Dekker book, this is the book I recommend for your first one. This was actually his first book to make the New York Times bestsellers list, and it's a thriller, like a psychological thriller, and this is a good one. It's very easy to follow once you get the hint, and it's really, like, you probably could predict the end, but it's really, really hard to predict the end of this book.
It's true.
Like, I pride myself on the fact that I can usually guess the end of books. Mm-hmm. And I'm usually right. Not always, but I'm usually right.
Or I'm right about one thing but wrong about another.
Yeah, I'm like 50% right. Like I'm usually
in Meant to Be, I knew that about the ending, but I was wrong about how it happened.
Yeah. Anyway, but I couldn't guess the ending of this book. And I like that. I like books that surprise me. But this is a really good one. This is the book I usually recommend to everyone.
Alright. And that is the end of our social media book tag.
If you want to do this tag, go ahead. We really don't know enough people to tag anybody. Mm-hmm. So if you want to do this tag, we'd love to see it. So
if you do, like, post the link in the comments or something, and we'll watch it
out. If you like us, go ahead and subscribe, because
we would love that.
Yeah.
We're just starting out.
Yeah.
So
we will see you around.
Bye.